Basically, it was these clips here, and they just sit there and rattle back and forth if they're not put in all the way. So now you can see I'm pulling on this pretty hard, and I'm stressing that, but this right here was down out of the hole completely. And the little metal tabs that are up behind it, you can see those metal tabs right there. If they're not in there all the way, they rub back and forth and make a squeaking, you know, like a weird sound when the body flexes and stuff like that, because of the way it holds into the bracketry right here. And you just on the track. So that's what it was. And I just popped it back up in the hole completely, and I'm pulling down on it really, really tight from both sides, and it's not coming out at all. So it should be the fix to the problem. We're going to put the headliner back in it and adjust. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt to get the headliner out, because you got to go down the entire headliner and take out every single hook, every single little Allen. What is that, a T20 or something? That it's like a T20 Allen, and then down underneath the BCM connector. You can see I had to pull literally all this stuff off to get in there where the seat belt's at. And then you got to disconnect the drain here, and then you got to disconnect the drain in the back corner. And then there's a wire that runs down here back behind all this, and it goes into the BCM. I've got all of the headliner and stuff all back in, trim everything around. I'm taking somebody with me. I'm going to go on a test drive now so I can see if that squeak is going from that area, but I'm almost 100% sure. The spot welds look the same. I've seen all these different theories from people about spot welds and pinch welds and all this other stuff. Most of the time, all it is something loose. And it seems like from the factory, they never push the clips in completely on the track for the sunroof, and those clips just sit there and rattle back and forth, especially over a bumpier road. It gets freaking nuts over a bumpy road. And then you get back to smooth road, it doesn't have a reason to rattle anymore. So let's go on a test drive and see if it continues. So just came back from the test drive, and we are a success. The clips that hold the back of the sunroof in, they're really tight, and they open up and they expand inside the housing as you clip them in, and it takes a lot of pressure to push them in. So what I ended up finding, like I said before, is the clip in the back was dropped down, and it wasn't even in the hole all the way. It popped twice when I pushed it up in there, and then I hung on it to the point where it's pulling my body out of the seat, and it would not come back out of it. So I know that it's secure in there now, and we went for a test drive. I put somebody in the back. I noticed a little squeak at first, and I was like, wait, that's not the same squeak, and it was coming from those seat belts down there. When they're clipped in, the little spring bounces back and forth. Because this car is such a rough ride, it will actually make a little small, tiny squeak, but it's completely different. You can clearly hear it was coming from the seat and not so much the ceiling. So I said, unplug your seatbelt real quick. So he unplugged the seatbelt. That little tiny annoying squeak from time to time went away. The one from the ceiling is like a squeak, chatter, rub, and it can be over bumpy areas even worse. That never came back. After he unplugged his seatbelt, no squeak at all, no nothing. So the fix was those clips that hold the back of the sunroof up. And that's it, guys. Basically, I put it back together. I'm going to take the car down to the detailers and have them detail the vehicle for the customer and apologize for the inconvenience. And I'm going to update Ford and let them know the fix that I found, and see if they don't come up with a service message if this continues to happen. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. This is something people all around the world, probably only a handful, 400 or 500 cases or something like that, and nobody's been able to really find out the hard fix. This, in my particular situation, is the fix, and it was a squeak that was coming from the B-pillar area. Sometimes people hear it coming from this area, and it just so happens both sets of clips on both sides are the exact same, and it's just not a very good design. It should have been a bolted-in design, not a clipped-in design, so it is what it is. I appreciate you. Thank you.